through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
What is up everyone, welcome back to the Sky High Aviation HD video, and today we are back with the Gemini Jets 2018 model releases, which I haven't done for an extremely long time. The last time I did this was January 2018, and I'm back with them now, hopefully getting into them every single month, because I stopped, there was a lot of schoolwork and everything just getting in the way of doing these, so I do apologise. You can have a look, there's the previous ones up here from May, but we're going to be doing the June releases as we'll try and get back into these. So there's a good amount of 1 to 400 scale releases. They've even got the Gemini military models. However, there's not many 1 to 200 scales, but we'll get into them anyway. So let me know if you've already seen these and which one you prefer. But let me see which ones look pretty decent. Let me see if they've also fixed the preview pictures, which I doubt they have. But anyway, let's get right into the first one. Okay, so the first one is a 787-9 Dreamliner by Air France, the reg Foxtrot Hotel Romeo Bravo Bravo. Okay, so here's the picture of the aircraft right here. They have actually got the proper model preview, which is good. I prefer it to the 2D side-on default image that they have when they first get released, which I despise of. I don't think they should do that. However, you know, I probably would assume this only like this because the fact the models have been on the website for a good week or so. So with that being said, I'll probably only do these when the pictures have actually been published properly, because I absolutely despise the 2D model pictures. So this is it here. It looks very nice in the standard colours. The Air France titles being rather large. They are on the 787. I'm not sure if that's the only aircraft type they are that big, because I don't think they're on that big on the 777s they've got. However, I am not too aware. So there you go, that's the 787-9 in the Air France colours. Alright, so next up is the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the one world colours, November 836 November. So we'll go ahead and check this one out in the one world livery. And there it is, looking very nice, very small as the 1 to 400 scale 737 models are. But the one world colours are very nice, I do like them. And the American livery with the tail looks good as always. There's nothing really I can pick out on this, just as like a standard 737 model. So yeah, there you go. That is the one world colours on the American 737. Okay, so speeding through onto the next one, the Embraer 175 by American Airlines and 416 Yankee X-Ray, which looks even more. It's tiny. This one's absolutely tiny. The engines on this one look really weird. I'm not sure if it's just me, but like they, compared to the fuselage, look tiny, and it's the 175, so it's got the really nice slanted winglets on them, which I do like, especially in the KLM colours. So yeah, there you go, that is the American Eagle 175, which looks tiny compared to the taxiway they've got on there as well, so there you go. Next up is another American airline. It's a Delta 717-200 in 896 Alpha Tango, which is here once again. Looks like a very small model, and quite nice. I'm not really a big fan of the 717 anyway. It looks like the wing detail they've done on this one looks a bit too much, like, you know, it's blended in too much, so you can't see. You know, if you look from far away, it just looks like a grey wing. But you know, that's just being picky. But yeah, there you go. That is the 717 by Delta. Looks very nice. I know the 717 is literally like the backbone of US regional flights, so anyone who's a US collector would enjoy this model. A rather old one is up next, the Douglas DC-8 in the Eastern livery, or Eastern Airlines. Don't say Eastern Airways, because that's a UK regional airline, which is shown right here. Personally myself, I don't like this. Nah, I'm not a fan of this. It's just because A, it's old, and the older Douglas aircraft are just no, and the livery is just no, and the flaps on the wing look really strange. It might be the light they've aimed it at, but it looks really awkward. So yeah, that's probably just me, but oh well, anyone who is an old collector would enjoy having this model. but it's just not for me. Also, it's American, which I don't collect any of the American stuff, so yeah, there you go. Okay, so next up is a Emirates 777 300ER in the Expo 2020 livery in Alpha 6 Echo November Victor. Alright, and here it is. Looking fairly nice. I thought this was going to be like one of the special colours, but no, it's not. It's just got the little Expo 2020 on the front by the cockpit windows. But yeah, it looks like a regular 777 model. However, you know, it might just be me, but I see the engines they just look way too small compared to the model that I've got of the 777. The engines look a lot bigger, and the cowling there's a lot more coloring on the cowling because it's bigger, obviously. I don't know, it doesn't look like it suits correctly, and this also might just be me as well, the angle I'm seeing it from. But the nose wheel, I don't know if it's me or just, I'm probably just being really picky, but the nose wheel looks like it's turned to one side. That might just be the model they're using right there. And also around the Emirates on the fuselage. Not that I've realized it, but I don't think it has the black outlining on it anymore. I'm looking at a picture of an Emirates 777 now, and that one doesn't have it. It's just gold with no black outlining. So I don't know. It could just be Gemini Jets, but yeah, that's sort of a letdown if that is how it is, and the engines are way too small for it is. But yeah, another Emirates 777 by Gemini. Alright, so next up is a FedEx 777 freighter. Let's go and have a look at this one. Here we go. Being a 777, it looks like they've actually fixed this one of the engines. They sort of do look a tad bit bigger. They're not, you know, probably the perfect size, but they're certainly bigger than the actual Emirates one, which is really strange how they've done that. It's also as well, the front gear on this one seems to be fixed. It might just be the model they were using, just that one model. I know there's imperfections with them, but regarding the black text around the Emirates, that's not current on their fleet. They used to have them on the old 777s and when they operated the Airbus 330s and 340s, but not anymore. So yeah, Gemini, you really have messed that one up. So that is a real letdown. But this FedEx one does look pretty good. Being a freighter, there's not much to it. However, it's just the engines do look a bigger size, which is great. So yeah, they seem to have done that one sort of alright. Once again, they're not perfect, but they're better. Right, so next up is another FedEx freighter. This is 767-300 aircraft, which being shown here looks fairly decent. Once again, with the whole engines, this is a different aircraft type, but it could be the angle they've actually taken the picture of, which is completely perfectly fine. However, if you have a look on the picture here, the left engine, so the engine that we can see on our side, it looks smaller to the engine on the other side of the fuselage, which does look slightly bigger. It could just be the way it is in the picture, and it might be me being picky. However, it really does look interesting. Also, the inboard landing light looks a bit disappointing. Knowing Gemini, they do a bit more, you know, to make it look a little more realistic. That just looks like a copied and pasted texture. Once again, it could be the picture. These aren't out yet, so who knows. But also another thing I've noticed on the freighter aircraft is that there is meant to be, I believe, 3 windows at the front, near the front of the aircraft, which hasn't been spotted on the 777 that they did, or the 767. So who knows? However, they could be on the other side. I'm not too sure, but I know I have seen them on like 75s and other 777s. But yeah, there you go. That is the FedEx 767-300 freighter. Alright, next up is a very interesting model. This is the Airbus A350-1000 in the Virgin Atlantic colours Golf Victor X-Ray Whiskey Bravo. These aren't currently, I know they've ordered them, obviously, hence why they made the model, but they haven't yet got them in service. So it's going to be quite interesting to actually see this model, and hopefully it will look great. Oh wow, this model actually looks pretty incredible. Yeah, without them actually having them yet in service, it does look a bit unrealistic. I'm going to say that just because my brain knows that it hasn't seen one of these in real life yet, and it's a bit weird seeing one, seeing the colours on this aircraft. But I really like it. It looks very good, and I hope that, you know, these look as good in real life as it does in the model. And if when this model does get released, and there's actually some left, and they don't sell out instantly, I'm probably going to buy one of these. Yep, you heard it. The first time probably on this whole series I said I'm going to buy a model which was in the releases. I'm always negative about all the models, but this one actually does look quite nice. So it's got like the Wi-Fi hub box on the back, and the model does actually look very nice. So there you go. That is the Virgin Atlantic A350-1000, yet to be in service for real life, but the model looks stunning. So there you go. I believe that is it for the commercial 1/400 scale models. Before we go on to the 1/200 releases, we'll go and check out the military ones. So let's go and head over to those. Alright, so for the military models, there's only two. They very rarely release these. This is the two we've got is the C-17 Globemaster and the C-130 Hercules. So we'll go for the Globemaster first, and we'll check out the other one. Okay, so here is the Globemaster in the NATO. I believe it's NATO. It looks like it says down there. Which looks very nice. Obviously, being a C-17, it looks monstrous, crazy. There's not too much I can really pick out on this. You know, I've obviously seen like loads of these, you know, pictures in real life and stuff, but you know, I can't really criticize much because I'm not really too familiar with it. One thing I have picked out on this model is the slats by the engines. For some reason, they're just a really shiny silver. They could be like that in real life, however, it's just really awkward the way that only one part of the panel has it and the other half doesn't. And then it's the same with the other side as well. It looks a bit weird, but in my preference, I prefer it all to be one color or just, you know, I don't know. But there you go. That is the C-17 Globemaster 1/400 scale in Gemini military. Next up, and the last one for the 1/400s this month is the C-130 Hercules. And this is the Royal Air Force C-130 Hercules, and it looks tiny. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really small compared to the other aircraft we've seen in the commercial 1/400 scale releases. This looks like about the size of the 717, which looks really awkward because I didn't like personally. I don't think the C-30 is that, you know, C-130 is that small, but yeah, it's strange. Once again, not much I can pick out on this model because I don't really, you know too much about them. So yeah, from my eyes it looks pretty decent, but one thing I can pick out from this model is it does look rather small. And last for this month is the 1/200 scale releases. I can already see a few from here, well, one from here that I think is actually going to be pretty good. So let's go ahead and hop into the first one, which is a 737 MAX 8 Air Canada, which looks very nice as you can see here. I do like it a lot. The Max split scimitars look really good. I like them, and the obviously the engines with the little chevrons at the back look nice, and it's just the Air Canada livery itself in the new color scheme they've released does look very, very nice. So there you go. That is the 1/200 scale Max 8. Once again, not much I can say about it. This one does actually look pretty good. They've done a good job on it. I can't pick out too much, but yeah, there you go. That is the Max 8 Air Canada. Okay, so never mind. Comparing a look at this image a bit more after the recording, we've found something. So once again, it could be the angle, it could be the view. I'm not saying it is certain. However, you can see the wing on our side. So you know the right wing, as it would be. It's continued out. So you can see the grey there, past the engine, out. Past the scimitar, it looks like the wing has literally just carried on. They've just added like a black bit upwards. It hasn't really. I mean, it's probably my explanation is really terrible. But if I can show you the mouse here, so the wing starts here, it goes down, and it keeps going until it stops here. They've just bent it a little bit so it goes out, and they've just added this bit which goes up, which is a regular winglet. How the scimitar should work is the wing should start here, go to here, stop here. A bit goes down, obviously not too much, that'll be a split scimitar like the actual NGX, but it goes out a bit, and then this bit goes up. Not the wing gets carried on, bent a little bit, out, and continues level. I wish we had a head-on view of this, because I would love to see how it would look, because, you know, that just doesn't look like it goes down a bit. It looks like it stays level, and tilts a bit at the bottom. I don't know, it could just be the angle, once again. You know, you guys might see what I'm seeing, but from a view that we've got here with this image, it looks very strange, and this is why I prefer these pictures instead of the 2D side-on images, because you won't be able to pick this sort of stuff out, and I have managed to there. So it could just be me, You guys might think it looks perfect, but you know, that's just me. Okay, next up is an Alaskan Dash 8 Q400. November 438 Quebec X-ray. I have noticed one thing already before we even click on the image. They've put Bombardier Dash 8 Q line 400. How it should work is Bombardier Dash 8 space Q 400 in one thing. It's not meant to be the 8 and the Q, it's supposed to be a space between them. Once again, yes, I know, before everyone comments, it's me being picky. However, you know, Gemini Jets, I expect more from you, not these sort of mistakes. Like, come on. And here's the model. First thing I can see from clicking on the image is that the nose wheel is bent to the side. From personal experience, having a 1:200 scale dash from Gemini Jets, the nose wheel on their Q400s does spin around very easily, and so much to it that my one now falls off. I'm actually have to glue it back on because it's sort of the way they've done it is they've glued it in. They've made it spin around to the point where you can spin the wheel, but when you spin the wheel, the glue sort of wears off. So I'm going to glue mine back on so it doesn't spin around, because that really frustrates me on my Flybe one. But yeah, apart from that, the model does look pretty much the same. They've done no sort of differences or adjustments to it, which looks fine. The Alaskan livery is quite nice, the new one they've got, and yeah, that seems to be about it. I can all see everything looks perfectly fine. Being and having the dash is my favorite aircraft. They've done a decent job. It's just the front wheel's bent for a reason. I know they've probably having the problem where they can't get the wheel straight, because I can never get mine straight. However, it is straight now, so there we go. But yeah, there you go. That is the Alaskan Q400 in the 1:200 scale. Right, so next up is a Delta 777-200 LR, November 704 Delta Kilo. Just looking at the price tag of this one as well. I'm not sure if in the next ones you guys want me to cover the price tags. I don't really take much notice of them. A, because they're in American dollars, which I don't know, but looking from this one, obviously it being a big model, it is rather pricey. 142 US dollars. Damn. So they better have it perfect for the price you get it. Okay, and here it is. And I can say already from the get-go, the engines on this look perfect. That's what I meant. The engines on this look 777 size. They look huge. They look like, you know, the GE90s you're used to, the massive ones, not the small ones that are on those Emirates and FedEx. Apart from that, it does look like this one is actually pretty good. Once again, they've got the nose pretty much spot on. The wheel as well. The wings have got the curve at the end, which they're supposed to have, and the APU area where it just ends off looks pretty much perfect. The only thing I can say, although no, never mind, it just does look on the picture a bit long. Just, you know, referring to my 777 model I've got, it does look on the picture. I know it's not on the actual model, it's just the picture we're seeing here. The tail and the end of the APU looks like quite a long stretch, but if I look, you know, at my model from this sort of angle, it does look like that as well. But it's perfectly regular for the 777. Another thing, the Delta titles slightly, no, they look pretty perfect. I think they're meant to fit in between the first, you know, first class, the first set of windows there, which is perfect. So apart from that, the Delta 777, it looks like they've done a good job. So there you go. Okay, and for the final one, we've got another 737 MAX 8 in Fly Dubai. Let's see if they fix this one. A6 Max. So let's go and check this one out. Oh god. Yeah, the livery looks good. The livery, they've done the livery spot on. It's just the aircraft modeling itself. The wing looks the same. They've still leveled the wing out, kept it going, hit the orange bit, kept it going with the orange, put a regular wingtip upwards, and the cockpit windows don't look like 737 cockpit windows. They look like, it might be the angle we're seeing it from, because we can see the front ones from this angle, which look really strange, but they look different to the Air Canada one. I'll pop an image up of the Air Canada now as well, which you can see here. And it might be because on the Air Canada you've got the black around the cockpit window, so you can't really see it as much, but it does look very, very different for, you know, this one here. I'm I'm not too sure what's up with it, the way it does look different to this one. Apart from that, they've kept the wing on both of them the same. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. You know, if they fix that, this model would be good, because the livery is nice. It's just a shame how they haven't properly taken their time to get the wing sorted and stuff. The engines look perfectly fine. The chevrons on the back, once again, look fine on how they should do. And apart from that, yeah, it's pretty much it. So it is a sort of a letdown. The max that I've got from Gemini, the 1:400 scale max, the Norwegian, that one looks fine. They've done it properly. Even I can see it now on my shelf. They, looking at it from the angle that they've done it in these images, the 1:400 scale one, they've actually nailed it perfect. They've, kept the wing going out. Once they've hit where the wingtip is, they've gone down and then they've gone up, which is exactly. But this one looks like it keeps going, which is very, very, very strange. So yeah, there you go. That is the Fly Dubai 77 Max, and that is it. That is the June 2018 model releases by Gemini Jets. I know I'm probably going to get comments that I'm being way too picky and fussy, but from a company like Gemini Jets, you wouldn't, expect, anything else than high quality. It should be sorted out, even if it means they don't release it bang on time. Like, I would rather a model that actually looks good instead of having all these problems. We had a problem with the, what did we have here? We had the E175, the engines looked way too small. The 717 looked, I don't know, it just didn't look right. The Douglas DC-8, the flaps were like a shiny metallic silver. The 777-300, engines way too small. 777F, engines, once again, they were a bit bigger, but it didn't look perfect. And then the Max 8, just the Max 8s didn't look right. So yeah, there you go. It might just be me, but the only model I would get out of all of these would be the Virgin Atlantic A350, because it did look very nice. So there you go. That's my favourite. Tell me what you think. If you agree with me or disagree with the way the models look, let me know. I would much appreciate it. But I'm getting back to doing all these different series on the channel because, I didn't have time to do them. But now we're going to focus on getting uploads out every single week for you to watch. And content should be continuous, which I'm happy to say. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of these models down in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Adios.